Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sierra, and today I want to make some earrings using these two molds here and some abalone shell veneers. I was on Amazon and I purchased some abalone shells and I seen these, so I thought I would like to try them in some earrings. What you're going to need if you want to replicate this, and I'll try to have everything linked in the description box. You're going to need some form of mold, and in this case I have these two here. I think I'm going to use this shape and this shape. Okay, I have the veneers here. They're real thin. They're like stickers. So I got that. Some scissors, a UV light. I'm using the Resin's double-sided UV light, a UV torch. I'm going to be using some black UV resin and some clear UV resin, possibly the clear would be the Bond Crafter hard type clear. For tools, I have some different size dotting tools with the silicone tips. I have glasses for my eye protection, eye trial gloves. I have my air purifiers going. I have two air purifiers going. I do have the Resin's air purifier going. I really like that one. It lets me know exactly what's going on in my room as far as VOCs and stuff like that. So I do have that one going, and that one's sitting pretty close to my desk over to my left. So I apologize in advance if you can hear the air purifiers going and my fan. Like I said, nitrile gloves to protect my skin, glasses to protect my eyes, air purifiers and fans to protect my lungs. Also going to possibly use a craft knife and a long neck lighter. We'll get to that. Okay, and I have a piece of plastic that I like to use to support my molds when I lift them up so that I'm not dripping UV resin everywhere. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fill these with UV resin, and I'm also going to be using this here and these here. I'll probably use the bigger ones. So let me get that going. So let's start off with this one. So do I have enough? I think I have enough black UV resin, but we're going to layer it. So we're going to put a layer down. It's very important to work in layers, especially if you're using colored UV resin. So I'm going to get my dotting tool and I'm just going to help spread that along down at the bottom of the mold. I'm going to turn it so I can see this side because I always forget to check under here. I'm going to put just a little bit more in there. I'll probably do one on camera and one off camera. So I got that one filled. Now I'm going to fill the other one. Like I said, just a little bit. Like I said, layers is important. Also, when you're working with UV resin, you want to let the resin cool down in between curing it and the UV light, because it can get really hot. I'll put a little bit more in this one here because it's pulling away from the mold. That's how you can tell if you don't have enough resin down. Whether you're working with epoxy or UV resin, if it starts to separate from the bottom of the mold, starts to pull away, then you don't have enough down to cover the bottom of the mold. Okay, got that done. We'll let that sit and settle down a little bit. Now I'm going to fill these, or layer, put a little layer down. Don't want to confuse you with my terms. But yeah, you could actually use abalone, real abalone shells in this application, which was my intent when I was online looking for abalone shells. And I happened to see this veneer. Don't even know if it's going to work, but I can't see why it won't. So, let's see what we got here. See, that one don't have enough. Just going to put a little bit more in just to cover the bottom of the mold. Just like so. I'm going to clean off my tool. I have a baby wipe with isopropyl alcohol. I'm going to get my long neck lighter, and we're going to very carefully pop any of bubbles. Just going to run it along that one and this one here. Okay, I'm going to stick these in my UV light for 2 minutes, and I will be back for the next step. Okay, those are looking good. I'm going to put some more black UV resin in each one. Again, I'm working in layers. It's real important that you keep that in mind when you're working with UV resin. Is layers. It's so tempting just to go in and fill the molds. It really is tempting. So, okay, got those. I'm gonna get my dotting tool. That one's really small compared to, let's go this one. See the difference in the sizes. Let's see. That one's too small. So, okay, I'm going to move the resin into the corners, smooth it out best I can. And you remember, UV resin does shrink as it cures. Get this one. I have another bottle of black UV resin off to the side, just in case, but I should have more than enough for this. I think I overfilled this one here. So we're going to move it to the side. Just coax it in there. And the resin is self-leveling. As long as you have a level table. Okay, that's what we got here. Just curious to see what these veneers would look like on black. I might try it again on a different color UV resin, but today I want to try them on black. So this one can use just a little bit more. I'm not trying to top it off there, because I know it's going to need another layer. I just want it to cover the existing resin down there. Clean off my tool. All right. I'm going to take my long neck lighter and pop any bubbles. I'm going to cure this for another 2 minutes and I'll be right back. Okay, here they are. And I'm going to put down we're going to do one more layer of the black. Probably do that off camera. And I'll show you what they look like when they are cured. When I get them full, I'm going to cure them for a full 2 minutes. And I'll be right back. Okay, these are cured. I'm going to pop them out. I'll set them down like this. I see I have a piece of glitter in this one. Oh my goodness, I clean my molds out so good too. Okay. Obviously needs a bit more curing to go on. Now I'm going to get my cup of tap water. Just going to drop these in, all of them. Like so, and I'm going to cure these for a full 5 minutes and I'll be right back. Okay, this is what we have. I'm going to bring you guys in. Okay. And we're going to work on this side. This side was facing the mold. Let me get this out. So I want to do this color, and these the other color. So I took my gloves off because I didn't want my gloves sticking to this stuff, the sheet. It's like I said, it's a big sticker. Pull that back. And I'm just going to stick it down like so. And stick this one down right next to it, like so. And then I'm going to get my scissors and I'm just going to cut right as close as I can because I don't want to waste this stuff. And I'm gonna, I don't know if I was too close for that. I'll show it again. Cover it back up. Let's see what I did. See how close I was in frame. Take you back out. It's just too hard for me to be zoomed in for you guys to get the whole thing. Okay, just in case I was off frame, I'm gonna peel this back. I think that might have gotten wet. Let's try this side. Okay. Now, I'm gonna pull this back like so. I'm sticking the flat side down like so. And this right next to it. So I got that. Gonna get my scissors and I'm gonna cut up and cut across. And cover the sticky back. Okay, I'm gonna flip it this way. Gonna get my bone folder and I'm just gonna press that down on there. Make sure everything is pressed or burnished. Same with this one. I decided against using these the jump rings would just look too silly. So now I'm going to get a cutting mat and my blade, and it's a brand new blade. And you want to be careful at this part of the process. Okay. Now I'm going to cut an X in the middle, like so. And I'm going to cut around as close as I can with my blade. I can always come in and clean it up with my scissors. You can always use these little pieces for something else. Okay. I'm going to get a small pair of scissors. And I'm just going to cut as close to the earring as I can. Like so. Close this up. Now this here, I'm going to cut one of those away. Please be careful if you ever use one of these knives. Okay, I've got a starting point, like so. Closing my blade. Now I'm gonna get in there. Let me see. Probably easier just to do this. Let's see what we have. That actually worked really good. Really good. I want to cut into the thing. So that's that. So there's a little bit that I see on the earring itself that I don't like. I'm going to fix it. Reminds me of the kids watching that movie, Wreck-It Ralph. I'm going to wreck it. But I'm going to fix it. I'm going to show you. I'm going to do this one off camera, but basically the same way. Okay, I got these cut, and I want to show you what I did. I knocked back that white edge. See the white edge on that one? It's very subtle. A lot of people don't even notice it's there. I do. See the white edge? Okay, and you don't see it on that one. You can see it on that one. Anyway, all I did is I got some black soot archival ink and an ink dauber, and all I did was hit the edge of, I got stuff on my fingers, hit the edge of the earring. I don't know if that's going to come in, zoom in or not, or focus. That's all I did. I'm going to knock that back, that white. It's just a little detail that I see, and I see I didn't clean this one up inside very well. I'm going to clean that up. And then I'll knock the inside back on that too. And then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, now that we have that ready, what I did is I was going to use a jump ring, but I don't like how the jump ring looked in here. It was just too big. It just looked silly. So what I did was, I am by no means am I a wire wrapper or anything like that for jewelry. All I took was one of these little, I think they're called eye pins. Looks like that. And I just slid it through, bent it up, and did a real easy wire wrap. I wrapped it around 3 times and then cut off the excess. That's what I do with that. And then I'll show you what it looks like compared to a jump ring in there. So the next step is now this is optional. You can either take UV resin and just cover the top of that, but I want this to be a little bit more substantial. So I got my little jug of UV resin, and all I did was I took a bottle, one of these, I don't know, I think I used a different brand in here. This has lasted me for such a long time now. And I just dumped it in this black container. You need a black container where light can't get through, because that's all that is. It's just UV resin that I dumped in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little earring, and I have a pair of reverse tweezers, and I'm going to stick it in the little eye hoop thing like so. I'm going to dip it in the UV resin. I have to bring it up just a little bit just to get the whole thing coated. Come on, you can do it. Why is this being difficult? I swear you get on camera and everything gets difficult. It's not that hard. All right. And then I'm going to let it drip as much as I can off. I'm going to get this off the top of my tweezers. These are little soldering tweezers. I don't solder, but I like the reverse tweezer because I don't have to squeeze it to keep it closed. And you see I have the lid right here. I have my light available right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this drip off as much as possible. And this can take a little bit. You need a little bit of patience when it comes to doing this, because you don't want to do this without doing this step, because it will come out lumpy, or you'll have UV resin thicker in some areas than others. So I just take my time and let this do this. And while I do this, I want to take this time to welcome all of my new subscribers. I really appreciate you taking the chance and subscribing to my channel. I want to say hello to all of my returning subscribers and thank you for your continued support of my channel. It really means a lot to me. Yeah, I'm really enjoying doing this. I'm trying to get a system down at home with my granddaughters. My daughter, I'll let you, I don't know if I said this before, but my daughter has epilepsy, and she has really bad grand mal seizures, and she hasn't had one in a while, thank goodness. So I help her as much as I can with my granddaughters. And her husband, we are in Michigan, and her husband is in Florida. So It was a big, it's been a big adjustment for us. My husband and I were empty nesters for several years. So to go from empty nesters to caring for 3 young girls, it's a big adjustment. Okay, that's about good right there. So I appreciate your patience and your understanding of what's going on. So that's as much as I'm going to get off of there. So I'm going to close this, and I'm going to, just not all the way, but I'm going to move all the way. I'm going to start twirling my earring. You want to twirl it. I turn my light on. I'm going to twirl it, twirl it, twirl it, and then I'm just going to stick it in under my light. I'm going to twirl it for a few seconds. You don't have to keep twirling it because it'll start curing right away. And then once you feel that it's good enough, I'm going to set it down with the tweezers in the light for 2 minutes. And then I'm going to do a second dunk and cure it for another 2 minutes. And then I will be back for the next step. So I will see you when I'm done with this. Okay, now that that is cured, I'm not going to touch it because it still needs another level of curing. So I have my little jug of tap water. And we'll see if I can get that off of there like that. I'm going to stick this in my UV light, and I'm going to cure this like that for 5 minutes, and then I will be right back. Okay, that is cured. I'm going to pull that out. Yeah, it's good to touch. I'm going to dry it off. This is my little ink towel. Just looking at it, that's how that turned out. Let's finish it off. Let's finish it off. Move my water. All right, I have a fish hook earring and a small jump ring. So I'm going to open up the jump ring. And we're going to place the fish hook on. I got the back of the fish hook facing me, the front of the earring facing me. Now we get to watch me struggle with this. I hope I did that right. So here are my earrings. Let me bring in just a little bit more, just so you can see the colors. Didn't those turn out pretty? I really like it. And then we'll go back to the other ones. Which ones are your favorite? The green ones or the blush color? I personally like surprisingly, I like the blush color better. Just think it looks so pretty. Isn't that pretty? It's so easy to do. Let me know if you try this. I think these turned out so nice, so much better than I expected. So there are my little faux abalone shell earrings. Turned out absolutely beautiful. I'll take you out just a little bit. Let me know what you think. If you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave in the comment section down below. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. And to my subscribers, I truly appreciate you. I could not do this without you. Y'all have a great day and God bless. Bye.